Hello everyone, welcome to the channel Melody Llama, and today we have the second video on whether or not Gohan from the Dragon Ball franchise is a fraud. My first video we were going over Dragon Ball Z, which was the Saiyan saga all the way through the Majin Buu saga, and now we're going to be looking at him in Dragon Ball Super. Now, right off the bat, I think the answer to this video is actually going to surprise you. Now, I know in the community Gohan gets like a really bad rap for not being like who he used to be, especially in the Cell Saga, but let's actually go through it. We're going to start with the Battle of Gods arc, and to be fair, the Battle of Gods arc, he's pretty much just there to get whooped, and I would take this as a negative for Gohan, but everybody gets whooped here. 18, Majin Buu, Piccolo, Gotenks, all of them look very weak because they're fighting against, plot armor Beerus. Now, just to be clear, I've said this in my previous videos, but your win-loss record is not really what makes you a fraud. It's all about who you're losing to, why you're losing to them, and how you lose to them. And in this case, he's losing to Beerus, which is pretty much the strongest non-angel character we have, especially if you look at the manga continuity. And for this video, I will only briefly be talking about the manga. We'll talk about it a little bit towards the end. But yeah, Battle of Gods, not bad. It's just everybody gets whooped here. We then move on to the Resurrection of F arc, and this is easily, I think, the worst performance he has in all of Dragon Ball Super. It's obviously, he looks like shit, he looks like Harry Potter, and he decides that he's going to give up his training yet again. I know that Goku and Vegeta are around, but did we not learn from our mistakes the last time you gave up your training? I know people say that Gohan, he wants to focus on his studies and all that shit, but look, I'm going to just keep it honest. You can multitask, okay? You can do both. You ain't got to do a lot of both. You ain't got to do a lot of training. But Gohan, being the prodigy he is, he probably doesn't even have to train that much to catch up with Goku and Vegeta. And this is a want versus need situation. I'm not going to get into the Gohan character. I'll probably take that for another video, but I'm just bringing it up because it makes this loss especially embarrassing. And it's base Frieza. I don't want to hear it. I know people are going to say, well, but Frieza became so strong here. Yeah, but losing to base Frieza as Gohan is still wild. Not a good look here. And honestly, you'd be surprised to hear that this is really it. This is all the bad performances that Gohan has for the rest of Super. Gohan actually pops off on multiple occasions. In fact, I'm going to say a hot take at the end of the video, so just wait for that. But Gohan is going to move on to the Tournament of Power because he doesn't actually do anything in the Universe 6 arc, and he doesn't do anything in the Goku Black arc, which is a shame because he would have been awesome in the Goku Black arc. But no, they left him out, which is fine because in the Tournament of Power, he returns and he does pretty well. So the first fight I want to look at is his fight with Lavender. To get a perspective on how strong Lavender is, Majin Buu, who's gotten stronger since the Buu saga, struggles with Basal. And Basal is really strong. I actually really like Basal and Lavender. I don't really care for Bergamo. I think the giant ability is kind of boring. But Lavender and Gohan's fight is pretty cool. Gohan gets the win, and he even does it like blinded and poisoned, which makes Gohan look extra badass. And seeing as these weird coyote fucks are like Buu level somehow, it does make it impressive because it's like reminding you that Gohan is still that guy from the Buu saga. He would have beat Majin Buu then. And so it's kind of like, here's a little reminder that now he's returning back to the badass he once was. He's obviously way stronger than he was in the Buu saga, but it's kind of the intention. Now, right before the actual tournament begins, he has an exhibition battle alongside Piccolo against Goku and Tien. And my god, this fight is just hilarious because Gohan goes so needlessly hard on Tien. He literally spikes this guy into the concrete, actually makes Tien bite the curb, which is like, why? You didn't need to go that hard on Tien. So it essentially becomes him and Piccolo versus Goku, and obviously Piccolo's not really a factor here either. So it's Gohan versus Goku, really. And Gohan does pretty solid. He pushes Goku to go into Super Saiyan Blue. He's actually piecing this man up from base to Super Saiyan. Like, it's wild. Especially since Goku, I thought he was the better fighter. You're over here getting slammed on by Gohan. And then he goes Super Saiyan Blue, and he's still actually doing pretty decent. It isn't until Goku's just like, alright, this kid is way too overpowered. How is he getting the strongest fast? He goes into Kaioken, and they don't really specify which Kaioken he goes. It could be 10, 20, even fucking 2. But Goku ends up one-shotting him, which is like understandable. I think Gohan's growth is a little wild. It doesn't make him a fraud, obviously, because hey, you're doing it. But it's so crazy to me that Gohan went from like not even a contender to base Goku because of the whole Frieza thing. Like first form Frieza is able to one-shot Gohan, and then Frieza goes all the way up to final form. And that final form is equal to base Goku from the resurrection of F arc. Gohan doesn't do shit for a whole 2 arcs. Kind of gets back on the saddle a little bit. And then it's like, hey, you know what, man? I'm like Blue Goku level, actually. See what I mean about Gohan being selfish? Like, you could just train for like a month and you'd probably surpass everyone else. Now, we're going to start with the actual tournament. And it's kind of hard to gauge, like, whether Gohan's a fraud or not here because the opponents he had don't have, like, a lot of clout. They're just pretty impressive. And seeing how Gohan was, you know, kind of in that blue tier, probably not as strong as Blue Goku, but he's still around that tier. Seeing him fight guys like Obuni, and their fight is pretty clean. Obuni's abilities are pretty cool. So seeing him beat guys like that is fun to watch, but I don't really know how impressive it is because Obuni doesn't fight anybody else. He then fights Perrin and Saunel, and they're really strong Namekians. They're even stronger than Piccolo, I'd say. Piccolo kind of performs pretty badly against the two of them. Like, Gohan is kind of the anchor of that team. He's kind of carrying, I'm not gonna lie. But it's kind of difficult because we can't really tell how strong Piccolo is by this point in the story. We won't really know how strong Piccolo is until Super Hero. Up to this point, Piccolo is just nebulously strong. He may be like Super Saiyan 3 Goku level. Maybe Super Saiyan God, maybe even Super Saiyan 2. Like, I don't really know where Piccolo falls. Can Piccolo really beat, like, the Zamasu that Super Saiyan 2 Goku fought, you know, in the Goku Black arc? Not even though Zamasu that was alongside Goku Black. I'm talking to Zamasu on his planet. Like, how strong exactly is Piccolo? He lost to fucking Frost. But where Gohan does really well in Tournament Power is his fight against Dispo. And I know it's kind of a meme, like, you know, the Nesquik Rabbit. Like, what the fuck is he gonna do? Dispo's actually kind of a monster. He fights Hit and Super Saiyan God Goku, first of all, with a trash teammate, okay? That, what's his name, Kinshi? Who the fuck is that guy? So, Dispo was kind of 2v1ing. That guy, who cares about bro? So, Dispo's kind of a monster. He's the bronze medal in Universe 11. I know that sounds insulting, but Toppo and Jiren, they're like god tier. Alright, so Dispo's not too bad, and Dispo actually drags Frieza. Like, I remember when the episode came out, everyone's like, oh, Frieza's about to dunk on this fucking rabbit. Hell no. Frieza gets clapped by Dispo. It's to the point where they need to team up, and not only does Frieza get beat up by Dispo, Frieza, who just tied with Blue Goku, you can see that Gohan is actually getting stronger through the tournament too, because he performed better against Dispo than Frieza did. So he's getting, like, higher than Blue level. Gohan is actually a demon. And he sacrifices himself in this tournament to take Dispo out, which I don't know necessarily if that was the best play. I feel like Gohan could have been useful against Toppo or Jiren, but hey, Universe 7 won at the end anyway, so I'm going to say this is a good performance. Was it a smart sacrifice? Maybe, kinda, but still, he's running the ones with Dispo. He actually, like, outboxes him when Frieza traps them in the cage, so Gohan does really well here. And I know it sounds like I'm glazing Gohan, but, like, again, I'm one of those people who was disappointed with Gohan in the Buu Saga and Battle of Gods and Resurrection F. Tournament of Power really did the first steps to make him look good. And let's not even talk about the manga version. Okay, in fact, let's talk about the manga version. The manga version fights fucking Kefla to a standstill. Kefla, who is like Ultra Instinct Goku level. Gohan is demonic in the manga for no reason. And then on top of that, he fights 7-3 in the Moral arc, who's another monster. He's really badass, and Gohan demolishes him. Gohan is he's just insane in the manga for no reason. So yeah, don't put any shade on Gohan when it comes to his manga counterpart. And honestly, in the Tournament of Power, he kind of goes crazy too. I would have liked to see like a Gohan versus Hit. That shit would have been so clean, so fucking cinema. But we didn't get it. But we do get it, something like it, or not something like Hit, but something badass like it in the superhero movie. So let's talk about the superhero movie. So I don't really want to get into the debate on how strong the Gammas are. Everyone seems to agree that the Gammas are as strong as Goku and Vegeta. And the statement where they say that the Gammas are equal to Goku and Vegeta kind of comes post-Granola, so Superhero is very late in the story. However, that doesn't necessarily mean that they're as strong as Goku and Vegeta in the Granola arc, because the last time everyone saw the characters on Earth, it is the Goku and Vegeta that fought Moro. However, we're talking about a Gohan that was only in Mystic, and he was running the ones with Gamma 1. That fight was so fucking clean. So Gohan and Gamma 1, they run the ones. Gamma 1, who's arguably like MUI level Goku from the Moro arc, which is just insane. Gohan is fighting this man in Mystic. And then Gohan decides to get Beast form, okay? And he demolishes one-shots, one-taps. Cell Max, who is like way stronger than Gamma 1 and 2. Like, who is this man? Gohan been a crash out since he was a little boy. Okay, so let's put respect on Gohan's name. Gohan is not a fraud in Dragon Ball Super. In fact, he is less of a fraud than Vegeta, okay? Vegeta stay taking L's to people he shouldn't be taking L's to. Vegeta's low-key a bum. Couldn't be Gohan. Gohan comes in, he tears ass when he has to. The only time Gohan didn't tear ass was when he gives up his training like a fucking idiot. It's not that he's a fraud, he's just careless. He's just like ignorant, because he should be training, because Gohan could easily become the strongest, and everyone tells him this. Like, we hear this statement again and again and again. And Gohan proves it time and time again when he just picks up fighting for like a little bit. And he's like, well, I'm Blue Goku level, or well, I'm stronger than MUI Goku for the Moro arc. Like, and now he's Beast Gohan, who's like apparently even stronger than Goku now in the post-Granola arc. Like, this man is just insane. So aside from Frieza, because, you know, it was because Gohan was no longer even a fighter, it's hard to like call him a fraud because he's not a fighter anymore. You can't really call someone a fraud if they like retire from something. I think the worst performance Gohan has ever had was the Majin Buu saga against Super Buu. And I know that sounds funny because he has like the coolest scene there, and he has like one of the coolest beatdowns, and I agree. But the fact that Gohan makes the same mistake of not finishing it off, like with Cell, oh, I hated it so much. But aside from that, Gohan really doesn't have any fraud performances. He's kind of that guy. But what do you guys think? Do you guys think I'm glazing Gohan too much? Am I giving him way too much credit? Or am I not giving him enough credit? Let me know down below. Let me know who you guys want me to do next from Dragon Ball, Naruto, even fighting games or like video games or any other anime, really. But yeah, I'd appreciate it if you guys share the video. I hit the big 500 subscribers. Thank you guys so much for subscribing. I'm done for today. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'm out. Bye.